guys, so 2020 was not a great year, but some good things that came out of it was that I did have a lot of time at the beginning of our quarantine back in March. I was able to really focus on YouTube and actually kind of develop my style of videos. I was at least able to get better. I was able to spend a lot of time, make things, edit, get things posted regular. That was kind of my goal as the year went, was to be able to post every Friday. And I think for the most part I did it. But moving forward, my goal for this year was going to be to settle my house. I'm not sure if that's what you'd call it. So I'm starting to get up there in age, and I realized I don't want to spend my life living like a scavenger or magpie. Let's call it magpie. That's a better word. Because up to this point, we've just been like, somebody says, hey, you need one of these for your house? I'm like, yeah, we'll take it, And I'm at the point where it's like, well, we don't have to take everything that we're given. I want to kind of, I guess I finally realized what my style is, and I want to start reflecting that with my life. And the goal this year was going to be the house, so like getting rid of things that I don't need, that don't fit that, only buying things that I like, that fit the theme and aesthetic that I'm going for. So I always described it to my husband as, I want our house to look like somebody walked into it and I just think, wow, I just walked into a professor's house or something, just like old, but not like antique mall old, like cool things that we've collected on our travels and old books and that color theme and feeling, just like cozy and sophisticated. And actually just last month in December, I realized they finally come up with a term for it, and it's called dark academia is the style, which I feel like is kind of a step, not down, but like more of a subdued version of steampunk, which I've always liked that style, but it's not super practical or wearable or doable. And if you don't know, steampunk is basically it was invented by Jules Verne, but it's basically if the Industrial Revolution had happened during Victorian times. So that's kind of the idea of it, kind of industrial, mechanical, but with Victorian colors and elegance to it. So, like I said, my goal this year was to start making my home reflect that, which it kind of does already. Like, I like the dark wood and leather, and we have tons of books. But I found out last week that we might end up moving again this year. And I'm not going to get into it unless it actually happens, but yeah, we'll probably end up moving pretty soon. So I'm going to stay positive with that. So instead of trying to develop the house, I'm going to try to develop my own personal style. I told my husband that. He's like, oh boy. I'm like, well, I'm not just going to go buy a bunch of clothes. So I want to get things that fit that aesthetic. And I went to Hobby Lobby, and I don't usually buy decor there because it's way too expensive anyway. But I realized, I'm like, oh, that's really cute, but it doesn't fit my style. And I think it's going to really help me not buy so much crap. So I'm hoping this year we'll be able to go thrifting more, because we really couldn't do it much last year at all. And so a lot of it I'm going to be looking for, yes, clothes, but keeping in mind that I can sew, so I can alter them. I want to be able to knit. I want to knit a couple of sweaters. Things can be dyed, things can be altered, things can be spray painted, things can be made, but that's going to be kind of my focus this year. I did get this at Walmart yesterday. It was on clearance, and this is kind of the idea that I want to go for, and I love this color. I do have a couple of projects in mind for the year that fit into that. Some of them are going to be bigger projects. Because this past year I tried to get something out every Friday, and I think I did pretty good at that. But there's also a lot of bigger projects that I want to make, and I just kind of set them aside because I was trying to get the little things done. So this year it is going to be probably more spaced out, but I want to do some bigger things. Like one of them is I want to do a waistcoat, like a vest waistcoat type thing. And I think I'm going to do it like a dark gray, and then I have some little like dark faux leather buckles that I'll put. I don't know if I'll put those on the front, back, or something. I don't know. I gotta develop that. But that's gonna be a big project. Another one I want to do is a Lolita style coat, which I had sewn one a long time ago and it wasn't very good, but I wore it and I really liked it. So I'm gonna try to probably crochet something along those lines because I think that would be cute. So it's not all gonna be the dark academia style. And obviously I'm not going to try to do that every single day, but I do want to develop that, and like I want to have clothes that I love and that go together, not just random pieces that don't match each other. And like, I don't know, I want to look like I tried, maybe? I tried to put myself together. I'm a relatively adept adult, perhaps. Going with that, kind of not being able to do as many videos due to the bigger projects, I also want to try vlogging more. I know those aren't your guys' favorite type of videos. They don't get as many views, but I really enjoy doing them. And what better time to get comfortable talking to myself on camera out in public when I'm wearing a mask and nobody knows who I am. But that's part of it. Like, I'm not gonna just do vlogs of things when I'm not doing anything particular. But if we go out and do something fun, like, I'm sure we'll go to LL Bean at some point, go to the beach a couple times, maybe Bar Harbor, Bangor. Like, if we go to events, hopefully we have events this year. But I'm a lot more comfortable in front of the camera now, so that's a big part of it. And it's not gonna affect, like, I don't want people to think, oh man, she's doing stupid vlogs of things and that's why she's not having as many crafting videos. It's not. It's just, I want to do bigger projects this year. So, I mean, I enjoy doing it. I want to show you guys the cool stuff in my area, because there is a lot of cool stuff up here. Maine's a beautiful place. I don't know. I feel like when I started doing YouTube, I was just so braced for the negativity and criticism that I'm like expecting it at every turn, and in reality I don't think I've gotten any criticism yet. You guys have been super nice and supportive, and I think people are enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying doing it. I'm enjoying the crafting videos. I'm enjoying the vlogging. But I think my third goal, because I'm not setting resolutions or anything like that, because I can't do that. My goal is usually just to be better or focus on some area of my life. So I think my third, probably my last goal for this year, is to just do my workout more consistently. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it every day, because that's not going to happen. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it 3 or 4 times a day, because that's not going to happen. But just to do it more. Because I really feel a lot better when I do that. And also, I don't want my self-consciousness about my body to continue to hinder me from wearing the style and the clothing that I want to wear. I've always had a belly, especially right after Christmas. But always, even when I was a teenager, even before I had a kid, I've always had a belly there, and I've always been self-conscious about it. And there's been so many clothes that I've bought. I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get in shape, and I'm wearing them, and I never wore them. So that's one of my goals this year, is to be more consistent with that, take care of myself, which is always kind of a goal. Oh, I remembered. I knew there was something I was missing. So this year, one of the things I really want to do is pray that we have craft fairs this year, because I really took a hit for Christmas not being able to do craft fairs. It was such a bummer. But I'm going to prepare this year, throughout the year, as if we are having them. But if we don't have them, my husband does have space in an antique mall, so I can put a few things in there, maybe make some money throughout the year for that. And then if Christmas rolls around and we're still not allowed to do craft fairs again, I can put whatever I've stocked up into the antique mall. And I know I was playing with it. Oh, there it is. So I made this the other day. Isn't it cute? So it's a penny that somebody took and laid on the train tracks, and when the train goes over, it flattens them. And so I did that. I have the metal stamping stuff, so I just stamped that real quick. My husband found a steel block to put underneath it, because those things are expensive. Metal stamping is crazy expensive, unless you do it just right and use coupons and find other things to use. But I did this up. It kind of fits the style that I'm going for, which is partly why I did it. But I think I'm going to do metal stamping for the craft fairs this year because it's small. So if we do end up moving, we're going to be staying with family. So we're not going to have a lot of space. I got to keep my stuff small. So I might do a video of like my essential crafting tools, supplies, because I'll probably just have like my Foot Locker here, and I'll limit myself to that. It'll probably be my Foot Locker plus one tote of yarn, because I can't limit myself to that little yarn. So I'll really have to plan out what I want to do for projects this year and pack the supplies for it, because so much of it's going to have to get packed away. We're going to be positive. We're going to be positive. So these are what I'm going to do. I just knit the cuff real quick. I do have a lot of wool yarn that would be great for using up the little pieces like this. So I think with the wool and then the metal stamped and the pennies, I think they'll do good in an antique mall. And I think metal stamping is just expensive enough that most people are not going to do it because it kind of costs a bit to start up. But I got my letter stamps years ago when I had a coupon, and I'm like, well, I get some money, I'm shopping, I get a coupon, because they're like $30 for a set of letters. I don't think they're up here, but I found steals somewhere else. The biggest part of it is the metal blanks. 4 metal blanks was $6. I checked yesterday at Hobby Lobby. I'm like, that's crazy expensive. Like, nobody's gonna do that. But if I can go out in the woods, we're in the old trade tracks, because I was gonna go to the park, but my aunt said sometimes when the train runs over them, they shoot out. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna take like $5, $6, $7 worth of pennies. I mean, I get a big jar of pennies, and probably nickels to give me the silver color, because they'll have bigger ones, like a more metal, so it'll be a bigger surface area. And I might do some dimes and stuff too, because once you start doing metal stamping, I'm like, I can do jewelry, bracelets, cuffs, earrings, keychains, Christmas ornaments, everything. So I want some different sizes. So I'll probably do some dimes for earrings and things like that, and then nickels for bigger ones like men's keychains or Christmas ornaments, stuff like that. But yeah, if I can spend a penny or 5 cents on a blank rather than $1 something per blank, I'm gonna do that. So I gotta find some place out in the woods where I have access to that I can lay out just like hundreds of pennies down the train tracks, and then the train can come through and I'll be set. So I'm super excited for that because it's fun. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I mean, obviously I'll stamp a lot of them, have them all done, but I'll take some blanks with me, like make the keychains and stuff and just not stamp anything. And then when people come through, they can customize them. So like whatever they want to put, like names or phrases or verses or anything like that. I'll have to get some number stamps, because then they could do dates and stuff too. Like if somebody's getting married, put their names in the wedding date. Yeah, I'll have to get some number stamps. I'm excited, and it's something small. It's not gonna take a whole lot of space. I went through my beads and things and pulled out the, like, basically I pulled out anything that wasn't plastic. I pulled out my pearls and stone beads and stuff like that, so I can work them with this. I want to get a metal piece, a metal puncher. They have this little vise looking thing, and you just screw it down and it punches a hole. I just used a hammer and a nail through this and it worked. So I need to do that. I need to get a set of number stamps, but I gotta be very careful because I did get some Hobby Lobby cards for Christmas, and at the end of the month, January 1st, I did sell some of my wooden ornaments at the antique mall, so that was super exciting. So I made a little money there, and the same day, my mother-in-law does the sewing for me, because I hate that part. But she sold out of my wool hats, and I'll just tell you, I got $35 for that, which, like, in my mind, like, I did that, it's not worth that. But then when I reason myself out, I'm like, yeah, the amount of time and the supplies and everything. So that was super exciting. And the same lady actually wants me to make her a pair of wool mittens, so I'll get a little more income there. So I'm very excited. So I think last thing, oh, if you guys can hear that weird noise, there's somebody outside snow blowing. We got like a foot of snow today. Maybe not, maybe like 9 inches. They've been out there snow blowing all day long. But I think last thing I want to say is I've been getting more comments lately. I feel so funny. I actually get comments now, but they're always really supportive. And when you guys say, hey, this was awesome, I love this project, you did a great job, or anything like that, it makes my day. Like, it makes me feel so good, and it just makes me want to keep going. I'm like, they like me, they really like me. No, but it does. It inspires me to keep going. I want to make more things. It just makes it so much fun, and it makes it so worth it when I get comments like that. So thank you to you guys. I'm super excited to do more this year. Hopefully I am better at it this year. I did make Koya for Christmas, and he's coming. I know you guys really like those ones. I just gotta edit it. I'll probably work on that one tonight after this is done. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much for that. YouTube was a big focus for me this year, and it's fun, and I'm loving it, and I want to keep going, and thank you so much for that. Let's make this a good year.